Hello, in this video what we are going to learn is how to customize the resources. Now as of now we have four resources in my plan. Jack, which is a work resource and an individual resource, then engineers work resource, though I have created this as a group resource. 500% means that five resources. Then manuals, which is a material resource that I'm going to use, and travel. So one of the requirement that you might have in your project is that when it comes to work resources, their availabilities might be different compared to your project calendar. Like if I talk about Jack might be sitting in a different location, like in Middle East or in US, wherein his working timings, his working availability, his holidays would be different compared to your project calendar. So that is one need you might have. Second need that you might have is that prices of certain resources do go up, like work resources also do get appraised annually, then material prices also do go up. So how do you counter those escalations, or even it can come down? So if prices of materials or work resources do come down, how do you counter that? So in this video we are going to learn about these two things. So first let us understand how do you define resource availability. In simple terms, how do you customize the resources calendar? We worked with project calendar, now we are going to work with resource calendar. Now to customize resources calendar, what you need to do is that just double click the resource. But before I start customizing the resource calendar, one thing I would like to show it to you, that Jack is the work resource which I created, and if you look at the resource column under base, there is a word written which is called standard. Standard means the calendar which is applied to this resource. Basically it is the project calendar which we created and customized as per our requirements, where by default resources are applied to that calendar. So if I want to customize this as per only for this resource, then I need to make some changes. So what I did, I double click the resource and the resource information box open in front of me. Now in this I have four tabs: general, cost, notes, fields. So under general, what I'll do is that I'll click on change working time. So as soon as I click on change working time, I can see that dialog box wherein I edited the project calendar earlier, the same dialog box has opened in front of me, where else now it says resource calendar for Jack and base calendar is there. That means whatever customization I'm going to do, I'm going to do it only for Jack, and that will be applied only to this particular resource. One thing also I'd like to show it to you, that whenever you create uh, resources in your project file, those many calendars do get created. So I'll just show it to you. I'll just cancel this, close this for a while. So if you go to project and click on change working time, and if you click on for calendar, you will see all the three calendars were default, and then you have Jack and engineers, the calendars which got created. So by default Jack takes the standard calendar. You can customize the resource calendar from here as well, but easier is to do it from the resource sheet. Just double click, you will go directly to resource information and then click on change working time. So if I click on change working time, make sure that it shows that particular work resource for whom you are changing the calendar, resource calendar for Jack. So now I'll make changes. So let's suppose he is not working on October the 15th. He is on leave on October 15th and 16th also. Let's say he's on some planned leaves, some vacations he has planned. So what I'll do, I'll go to that particular October month, 15th and 16th he is planning a leave. So what I'll do, I'll select 15th and right here as resource plan leaves. So I selected 15th, and if it is a 2 days leave, then I'll just end it, I'll go and select as 16th. So this is how I made 15th and 16th as holiday only for Jack. Similarly, if I feel that he is, let's say, working on Saturdays, however he might be on leave on Sundays, maybe that might be a case in your project where a resource works on Saturday but he might be on leave on Friday. So you can do it the same way, like go to work weeks, Then under default, by selecting details, select Monday to Thursday, then select Saturday as is working and make Friday as non-working. Monday to Thursday and Saturday you will select set days to specific work timings and decide the time frames on which you will work. So that is how you make changes in the timings of that particular resource. So you will just click OK, and to save it, make sure you click on OK. So again, this I'll just click OK and save it and come out of it. So now if I go and check resources calendar of Jack and again click on change working time, if I go to October 15th and 16th is holiday, whereas if I go to project calendar, project change working time, and if I select the standard project calendar, 15th and 16th is a working day. So now whenever you are going to assign any task to this resource on these 2 days, the resources work will not be scheduled. So that is how you customize the resources calendars. Now let's say the second thing requirement that you might have, the prices of some of the resources might go up. Like let's suppose manuals, a material resource which I created in my project, as of now I've kept it $60 per copy of the manual. So let's say, so instead of ton I'll just make it copy. So per copy of the manual, let's say, is going to cost you $60. So let's say from September 20th onwards, the price of this is going to go up by 5%. So how do you make those changes? So I'll just again double click this resource. Now instead of general, I'll go to the cost tab. Now here you see the cost which you created, $60. So instead of effective date, I'll select the date from which is going to, from the date from which it is going to increase. So let's say September 20th, I take the date from which it is increasing, and it will increase by 5%. So I'll just go and type 5%. So automatically it will calculate 63 as the price, new price. So as soon as your project schedule moves to 20 and post 20, whatever activities wherein you have assigned manuals will take this as the cost, $63 per copy. So this is how you make changes in the effective rates as per the dates also of the particular resource. So if the price goes down, then make sure you use minus and then do the percentage calculation. So I'll just click OK to save it. But now one thing I would again like to show, that this resource sheet is currently showing $60 as the price of the manuals, because as of now the current date as per my system date is September 13th, and I've set the change of date from September 20th onwards. I'll just make some changes in the date and you will see that resource sheet will show the new rate. So I'll just go to project, click on project information, right? And there is something called current date. So if I change the current date to, let's say, anything post 20, so let's say I'll take it 21st and click OK. So it shows 63 as the new rate of the resource. So this is how you make certain changes in the resources availability, resources calendar, and the resources rates. So in the subsequent topic, what we'll learn is how to assign these resources in your project tasks, and followed by that we'll understand how to adjust some assignments, and then how to update tasks, and some basics of reporting. So that's it for this topic. Thank you very much.